back to another tutorial. Now, funny thing just happened. I just recorded this a few minutes ago. Nice 10-minute long video, and realized that I wasn't actually recording any audio. So we're going to try again. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to look at JetPhotos and editing in Lightroom our image ready for upload to JetPhotos. Now, what is JetPhotos? So right now we're on Flight Radar 24. I've just got highlighted Sierra Kilo Romeo here, our local Cessna caravan. As you can see up here, Clinton J. Down Photography. Now, if we click on this image, it's going to open up the website JetPhotos. Now, JetPhotos is a website where aviation nerds and photographers can upload images for viewing, but they also link back to Flight Radar 24. So the last 3 photos taken of aircraft, of that particular aircraft, there's my last one as well, is taken off JetPhotos. So having a look at JetPhotos here, this is my actual page. Now, as you can see, I've got an acceptance ratio of just under 72%, which is fair, I think, and I've uploaded just over 1,700 photos. I've been doing this since August 2019, and although I dare say I'm not 100% accurate with uploading to JetPhotos, I am pretty confident when I edit that I will actually get the photo uploaded to JetPhotos. Now, editing our photo, I've picked an image I've taken just in the last week or so up at Sydney Airport of a run-of-the-mill Virgin 737. So what we're going to do, always start off, I use my presets. Now I have a JetPhotos preset set up. This is JetPhotos 1920px. So we'll click on that, and what that does is it changes our lens. So it corrects our lens. So here I was using the 100-400mm lens. Adds a heap of sharpness, and that is about it for that. Now, first thing I do when editing a photo in Lightroom for JetPhotos is I do the crop. Now, for some reason, JetPhotos will not like a crop used just by this slider here. It actually, for some reason, prefers to draw the crop. So that's what I do every time, is draw the crop, position the aircraft roughly where I want it. What we're going to do here is our geometry. I'm going to set auto geometry, which kind of levels everything out. Now, one of the biggest things when the JetPhotos screeners have a look at images, they have a look at a few different things, and one of them is horizon. So what we're going to do, we'll turn our grid overlay on here. Now, we don't ever adjust the horizon from the horizon itself. We actually look at the verticals. Horizons, they're never really level, but if you go off your verticals, which is mostly buildings, hopefully if they're built correctly, they will be vertical. So here at Sydney Airport, we've got the old control tower here, which has some lovely little verticals that we can go off. So looking at our overlay here, I'm just going to adjust that slightly. Let's go minus 0.20. And that's looking not too bad for me. I'm going to go back to our golden ratio and just position the aircraft slightly in the middle there. I think that looks pretty good. So next step, hit the cheat button, which is our auto button, and then I go through and adjust all our sliders. First thing I do with all my JetPhotos images is adjust the contrast massively, 35 plus. I don't know why they prefer heavily contrasted images, but if that's what they prefer, that's what I do. Now I'm going to bring a few of these sliders back to 0 and basically just do exposure and just do shadows. You never want to over edit a photo for JetPhotos. They're very particular with that. They prefer having images basically almost straight off the camera. But I guess it tries to make you a better photographer and not focus so much on editing. So we're going to have a look at our histogram up here, make sure we're not too over exposed. And at the moment we are slightly overexposed. We're just going to bring our exposure back a bit. And we're going to adjust our white balance using our eyedropper here. Just find a nice piece of white on the fuselage and brings our white balance back. Now, another big thing with JetPhotos is dust spots. No matter how clean your gear is, you will always have dust spots. It's just a way of life. On Lightroom, we have a visualize spots tool. Now, usually this is good. So when I upload to Facebook, I usually only do this. But for JetPhotos, I actually like to go a step further. As you can see up here, there's lots of little specks, but that doesn't show up. But what will show up, and I have actually seen it because I did just edit this photo 10 minutes ago. I use these effect sliders down here to find dust spots in my sky. So we're going to turn texture up to 100, clarity up to 100, and we're going to slide the dehaze backwards and forwards to try to find some dust spots. Now, like I said, I have found one just previously. So directly above the tower here up the top, got a nice little dust spot up here. Now that looks tiny and you think, well, you'll never see that, but JetPhotos will. So we're going to go to our remove tool. We're going to get rid of this little bugger. Where did it go? See, it's so small I can barely see it. And dust spot gone. So we're going to go back to our effects. I like to slide the dehaze up and down and just scan that sky looking for any other little dust spots or orbs. I think we're pretty good. So we're going to bring our texture, clarity, and dehaze right back to 0. Once again, JetPhotos does not like an over-edited photo. So if you're going to add texture and clarity thinking, oh, that's looking so good, it becomes over-edited and they will reject your photo. So we're going to bring that right back. Okay, so we've edited the photo a little bit. We've added contrast. We've done our crop. We've made sure our horizon is correct. We've had a look at dust spots. There are no dust spots now. I'm happy. We're going to output this. Now I'm going to output this at 1920 pixels. That's the largest you can upload to JetPhotos. Once you have a few accepted photos, your upload size increases. So over the time, I've gotten up to the highest of 1920 pixels. So we're going to export this to a folder called to be screened. So all JetPhotos images need to be screened first. All right, we are at our upload page on JetPhotos. So up here, you've got 10 slots each day. So every 24 hours, you have 10 slots that you can upload. I've currently got 9 because I've already uploaded one photo this morning. And I currently have no rejected photos, thankfully. So what we're going to do, I'm going to pick our photo, which was that one because that was the first one I did. All right, so we've got our photo up here. I'm going to pop in our rego, which is VHYFJ, and the airport code, which is YSSY for Sydney. Click autofill. Now, let's have a look using JetPhotos tools to see how our image is going. So we can check for dust. This is very handy. So having a look at our sky here, I see no orbs. There was one up there, but we got rid of that. Now also what I'm looking for on this is nice sharp edges around the aircraft. When you over edit, you'll get a bit of a halo around the aircraft itself. That's a clear sign of over editing. So you want what I say is a nice sharp edge, just sky, fuselage, that's it. Now let's check our histogram. So what we're looking for is nice even balance between darks and lights. It is slightly overexposed, then underexposed. But having a look at that image, I'm actually okay with that. If I lowered the exposure anymore, I dare say it will get a rejection for exposure. RGB histogram, I never touch. I never have to look at it. Horizon. Let's have a look at our horizon. So like I said, I never actually go off a horizon. I always go off a vertical. Horizons tend to never be level. I found that out the hard way. So here we've got buildings. We've got our control tower. We've got Sydney's great new fence here. I just love that fence. And having a look at our verticals, I'm actually really happy with that. And last but not least, let's have a look at centering of the aircraft. So my whole aircraft is well within their sort of limits in regards to centering of the aircraft. So I'm really happy with that. Now, popped in the rego before, popped in our airport code, hit autofill. Now, because this is a commercial aircraft, it has been uploaded to JetPhotos many, many times. So autofill should always work. Sydney Airport, Boeing 737, it's Virgin, that's our rego. All I'm going to pop in here is this is a bit of a show-off sort of thing. I'd put in 1920 pixels just to say, hey, I have full upload advantage. Now, none of the categories need to be selected. It's not a night shot. It's not a small prop. It's not a warbird. Doesn't have a special scheme. It is just your run-of-the-mill Virgin 737. Let's click upload. And okay, usually it pops up with a watermark, but I've actually uploaded this already this morning, which I'm going to have to go through and delete. But that is how I edit a photo for JetPhotos. So if you have any questions, pop them down in the comments section and I will try to answer them. If you're new to JetPhotos and you're getting a lot of rejections, look, keep going, don't give up. Try not to appeal, just listen to what their advice is and you will start to get accepted photos. Once you find your rhythm in your editing, it should become second nature. I'm pretty confident with most of the photos that I edit that will get accepted into JetPhotos. So yeah, that's about it. Any questions, leave them in a comment below and I will work on the next video and see what else I can come up with. Cheers guys, take care.